Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Testosterone replacement therapy 1 2. Test. How are we, boys? What's good? Everyone knows the schedule now. He's just getting his tea. He's just getting his tea. Yeah, I was just making my tea. RT. Yo, bro, you want to come over to my place and have a cup of tea? RT. Yeah, I love tea, man. Honestly. That's funny, bro. Do you like? Can you guys hear my music? By the way, is it loud for you? I always have my journaling playlist. Who wants the playlist? Let me send it in the chat for you guys. I've had this one for ages. Every time I journal, I listen to the same one, and now when I put it on, I end up getting like kind of like deep and open a little bit faster. How are you, man? Yeah, pretty good. It's been a rest day yesterday and today. Crashed so hard because I've recently added a ton of volume to my program. So much extra. Whenever you add like a new kind of form of training and you do it almost every day, you do get to the point where you do end up kind of like crashing, or at least I do anyway. So I was just kind of training like once a day, like most people, and then I recently switched to 3 times a day. And I do mobility, and I also do kickboxing now. So three workouts in a day: weightlifting, mobility, and kickboxing. And I did it for about 2 weeks straight. And last few days I crashed so hard. Lifts in the gym was kind of shit. Mobility was really good. First time in my life, honestly, that I've been doing like mobility, like stretching, and I really, really felt the difference. You know how a lot of the times you'll do stretching for like a few days, you feel nothing, it's just bullshit, right? But I really was like, holy shit, I'm so much more flexible. Like some of the ones we did, like splits and pancakes, where you put your back like on you put your chest like on the floor when your legs are like wide apart. And I was like, holy shit, I'm so much closer to the floor. It's insane, like how much more flexible like my hips and my hamstrings have gotten, which is really nice. But then for days after that, I've been so sore. Like I got more sore from mobility than 10 sets of like leg curls. Like the soreness was fucking insane. Hang on, let me ban this retard. The soreness was fucking insane for like 2-3 days. I've literally been like holding my hips, thinking like, oh my god, like it's like DOMs from the gym basically. And then kickboxing as well. That's just been new or starting kickboxing again. So like my feet and everything are kind of sore from that. So 2 rest days in a row is something I very hardly do. So a little bit boring about that, but other than that, pretty good. What inspired your new hair and beard cut? I'm always experimenting and changing shit, bro. So it's an okay look. This is probably my most attractive look. This and maybe just normal stubble as well, and this hair or maybe longer hair and stubble is usually my most attractive. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I recorded a video today with the bathrobe on, and I looked kind of weird in it though, because with the bathrobe, I've always had like a beard and the longer hair. So I looked at it, I was like, wait, it looks kind of weird. Like, what the fuck? It's like my face is so long or whatever. So I don't know if I'll keep it. We'll see. It's pretty good though. I got quite a lot of compliments from men and women with this look, which is pretty nice. Not being rude, man, but why do people look over the fact that you lied about being on TRT? That's kind of messed up, man. No, I never really lied. I just didn't really speak about it, which you can say is probably maybe kind of the same thing, but I wouldn't really say so. There wasn't a time when someone actually asked me, like, oh, Hamza, are you natural or not? And I lied, basically. There wasn't a time where I've made a video telling you, like, oh, hey, guys, I'm natural, when I actually wasn't. I just didn't really speak about it, which, in my opinion, like, I actually don't regret any way that I've done it. I actually I'm happy with the situation as it is, because if I spoke about it when I first started test, this amount of backlash, which it would have been very similar back then anyway, you get massive backlash for stuff like this. And this amount of backlash probably would have maybe convinced me to like hop off and thinking, oh my God, now people are they really hate me for this. So, I'll change it, whatever. So I'm glad that I actually was on it for fucking ages to really feel it. And now it's like, I know that people are 10 times more dramatic than it actually is. You made testosterone guides while you were on it. The guides that I've made a few videos on testosterone whilst I was on it. Not many, a few. And I've just given the same advice that I did previously, which got me to improve my levels naturally. So I don't feel bad about that at all. It's just like common sense. I know people are sort of emotional about it, but it's just common sense. If I started at the start of 2024 and I made a testosterone video in like 2023, then it doesn't really downplay the previous advice. And if I made a testosterone video closer to this time, but it has the same advice, like, okay, sleep long enough and whatever, the same advice that I was giving previously, then it doesn't downplay the advice. It's just, I think people get into like an emotional sort of space when it's something like this. Yeah. The internet isn't ready for this kind of discussion. People are too emotional for it, and it's easy to be like, oh, it's unnatural, oh, it's testosterone or whatever, it's steroids, whatever. Maybe in a few years' time it'll become more of a real conversation. But right now the internet's not ready for this. And as many of you guys have seen in the comments, people are too emotional to have a real kind of discussion about this and the importance of hopping on. Even as a young man, it is 10 times less dramatic than people are making out to be. I've had a few people message me saying the exact same things as well. They're like, yeah, I don't know why everyone's making it like such a big deal. It's quite literally like 10 times more exaggerated on the internet of like, whoa, it's crazy. You've just ruined your health. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. And I'm so glad I waited so long to speak about it, because if I saw all these comments, I probably would have actually gotten like scared hearing all this, like, oh, well, you've done this. Whoa, be careful. Now that I've been on it for like, it's almost like, what, 1.5 years, 2 years. I'm like, I read all the comments of people who've never even tried it, and I'm like, that's not true at all. Yeah, maybe it probably was a bit of a reputation hit, but at the same time, it's like, because it aligns to my authentic values, it's not really a reputation hit, because it's just judgment on who I actually am. You know what I mean? So it's like, since if I backtracked now and I was uncertain of this and I took this hit to my sort of reputation, whatever, fair enough. But since that I'm actually all for it and I have zero regrets, I haven't felt bad about it like at all, because I'm like, okay, well, if anyone dislikes me for it, they just dislike me. That's all there is, really. And then this is the problem, right? So some people will say you should have spoke about it earlier. And then the same people, when I speak about it, will say, stop talking about it. You're like misleading people. You're getting, you're encouraging other people. So you can't win. Do you guys, like, for the guys here who have seen all this drama. You know what I mean, right? The same people who will say like, "Oh, well, you should have spoke about it earlier." They'll then comment and say, "Oh, well, why are you speaking about it? Like, oh, that's so dangerous." It's you can't win against emotional people. You guys know what I mean, right? So some of you are like very intelligent. I think some of you said this like from the beginning. You can't win against these sort of the people who are leaving hate comments and they're like, you should have spoke about it before, but now that you're speaking about it, you're a bad person because now you're encouraging people. No, like if I speak about it, I'm gonna tell you my experience, and my experience is positive. I'm glad I didn't speak about it very early on. I'm really glad actually because I would have just come on without a good understanding. Coach Greg, I don't watch his videos, bro. So Hams has been. Uh, there's this meme I posted to my Instagram. And it's like, hang on, let me show you guys. Let's just put it up on screen. It's so fucking funny. This is how I feel about the whole like. Let me know if you can read this. So it's Peter Parker, the Spider-Man, and he says, "Have you seen the Hamza and Sam drama? They," and then the girl goes, "Peter, you're 29." There's the original. Have you seen the new Natty or not? That's so funny, bro. So Hamza's been on. Oh man. It's fair play. It's all business, boys. That's all it is to people who make videos like this. When I was younger, I used to see videos about me, and I used to feel like it was a personal. I used to feel like oh man, I can't believe they said this. It would make me feel terrible. Now the phrase "I just shrug" is just like, yeah, it's just business. That's all. Yeah, I'm about to make some cockchair reels. Let me see this go. Da, da, da. Dun, 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 dun. What are your thoughts on shaving chest hair? Do you reckon it's jellyfish and chest hair should be kept? I don't know what you mean about jellyfish, but no, I never shaved my chest. Mm-hmm. Jelly-ish, Jeffrey-ish. Jeffrey-ish. No. I mean, I've got friends who are like bodybuilders. They shave their chest and they shave like all their hair, but it's never really been something I've considered. Yeah, same with like leg hair and whatever. In terms of like hygiene, I'm not really that much of a fan with shaving a lot of places. I will I will trim like my stomach hair and armpit hair for just more like hygiene, especially like long armpit hairs doesn't look so nice, whatever. But I think chest hair looks kind of nice. I was just thinking about this actually. Should I go back to Pakistan? My mom and my sister are gonna go soon, and they were asking if I want to come because I haven't been back to Pakistan in since I was like 12, 13 years old. Mm. I know my family there really want to see me because they've not seen me since I was like 13. You know, I was so young when I was last there, so they've not seen me in ages. Could do it, but you know, you just feel a little bit awkward around like family and like extended family because they know you a lot, but you don't really know them, and especially there's a bit of a language barrier. Like I can speak Urdu, but um, not like perfectly. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure some of you get this. Like you know you're a fairly confident guy, but if you're around people who are family, in some ways it feels kind of awkward, even though it shouldn't do. You know what I mean, right? I don't know why it's so different and awkward with family. Yeah, I think because you kind of you show them like a different version of yourself. You know what I mean? You who you are like in your own space with some friends, maybe with your girlfriend is like the real you. And then with family, I find that you're like quite naturally quite reserved. I'm the youngest child of my family as well, like my sort of close family. So I'm kind of like the baby of the family. I think like a lot of young guys, I get quite tunnel visioned in work and fitness and routine and stuff. And you almost like forget other things to do, like, you know, spending time with your family every now and then. And this is why I make videos on these kinds of topics because it's so easy to almost forget to develop the relationship with your parents and those kinds of things. So maybe I should go, yeah. Why do you look so incredibly tired? Do I? I think I look basically the same, bro. But thank you for looking out for me. Listening to you from 2 years now, and my life have transformed significantly. Let's fucking go, man. Happy for you, man. Pre-recorded live video, lol. But is that pre-recorded, bro? You think I'm fucking AI or something, bro? uh, Nah, it's all good, brother. Uh, how are your teeth so white? Yeah, I've said this before. I think this because I've got like a lot of white light from my monitor right now. I think that makes it look whiter, but I think they've maybe always been a bit white. I've never really had like teeth whitening or anything like that. I've just never really missed a day of brushing my teeth and flossing and those kinds of things. I've always been consistent, so maybe that's it. I've also had like an electric toothbrush for most of my life as well. Like I remember when I was young, my brother just got like obsessed with, he started to research and shit, like, and he got an electric toothbrush. So I ended up getting one, and most people don't even have one, which is fucking crazy, to be honest. Why do you do these live streams? Honestly, just enjoyable for me. If I could do one, like imagine if business was the same, but I could do like one task in terms of just ease and frictionless and enjoyment, it would just be live streaming. Because it's kind of like recording a video, but you sit here and you don't have to like sit up straight and put on like a bit of a performance. I mean, you can if you want, but like not usually in the way that I stream. And the chat that's flying up is basically like the script, and I can like freestyle self-improvement advice as soon as it pops up on the screen. So this is like, if I could do one sort of work, this is the task I would do. You know what I mean? Freestyle. I think streaming's fun. Honestly, bro, I don't give a shit if someone made a video about me. I don't know why someone keeps spamming this in the chat. Who gives a fuck, bro? Everyone makes a video about me. Congratulations. Like, this just in. Oh, you look like Kazaz now. Yeah, I've been telling him it's my style. I've got a friend who has like the same style, like the short hair and the goatee, and I've been telling. I've been telling him it's my style and that he's been copying me and he's getting pissed at me. I was like, brother, now everyone's going to comment on your videos like, oh, you look like Hamza. Bro is trying to recover from the downfall. AI profile picture. Honestly, we live in a very interesting time in society where people from like Gen Z will say like downfall, falling off, whatever. But truth is, bro, like last 3 months, I've gotten like what 10 something 7 million views on YouTube. Maybe I don't know 10, 20 million views on Instagram. I've made about $300,000 profit. Most people save up for about 5 to 10 years to put the mortgage down for a house. I can pay for the house in cash every 90 days. Like if that's seen as like a downfall for like Gen Z kids, like that's just embarrassing, honestly. because like, oh, the algorithm is different and you get less views, or your subscriber count, your follower count doesn't get as it doesn't increase. Yeah, sure. I mean, those things are nice. Don't get me wrong. Those things are nice. Getting a bunch of like views and getting a bunch of subscribers, it is definitely nice. I still want that. But like, real success is not based on if the algorithm's like promoting your videos right now. It's just on like how many people have you genuinely impacted. That's this is my thing, right? My sort of metric for life has always been more like leadership. And if I have helped people significantly, that's what I care about. I've never seen it as like, okay, you get less views, that means that you're falling off. What really it means is what really my metric has always been is like, okay, well, it's leadership. How many people have you helped? Are you helping people? Are they following your message? If you're still doing that, then that's good by me. And don't get me wrong, getting more views would still be sick. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be, but yeah, I think a lot of young kids see like less views or subscribers as like a crazy thing, whatever. But like what your dad makes in a year, I make in like 3 or 4 weeks, even whilst I'm falling off. So it's not that bad. I can just like get crazy engagement if I keep saying my fucking forbidden numbers, can I? Some of you guys are retarded. I'm not gonna lie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He said it. What's up, Noah? Let's go, brother. Hi, Hamza. Is your ECC program good for beginner YouTube channels or more for advanced ones? It's good for guys just starting off here. Let me show you. Permission to Jumax for 60 seconds, boys. Let me show you the program that I often don't actually show you, but it's my one on becoming a YouTuber. It's this one here where we have courses on becoming a content creator. We've even got one from Jack as well. He's never really sold a course or anything before, but we've got a course from him on how to get views and everything. This alone should be worth like hundreds of dollars. Then we have my one in here as well, how to get views, how to get sales. And we also have my friend Will, who's like a $30 million entrepreneur, and he's got his 6-7 hours. Oh, shit. He's got his little 7 hours there. And then we got the community as well. Guys roasting each other's content. You come in, you post your video, and you'll get people who will watch it and give you some ideas and everything. So it's awesome, man. You learn a lot. And if you want to start YouTube, if you want to start like content creation, I think it's a great investment. Let's have a look at some of the wins last like month or so. We get people getting their first sale. Jazz got 100 subs, second sales, first sale, second sale, first sale. People are killing it in here. 1,000 subscribers. He's been posting for a while. Callum's got there. Noah's been killing it as well. Have a look at this. Wakes up to sales, $200 there, $97 sale when he was sleeping, 300 euros in one day. Look how many sales he's getting. It's like fucking awesome, right? Noah's killing it, man. I'm so proud. 20K subscribers. It's good, man. If you really want to grow on YouTube, this will be the, I think the third link in the description. Have a look. You join the community. There's always like a call going on so you can join in if someone's inside. Testing, 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 test. 6, 7. Yeah. So, third link in the description. Go ahead if you want to go be a YouTuber. I think it's a fucking great place. Your mic is upside down. The sound is reversed. I'm not sure that's how it works, bro. 7, 6. Are you still aware of the chemical hormone manipulation from plastics, polyester, and stuff like that since you hopped on TRT? Yeah, still aware because I did a lot of research on it when I was natural, right? When it was more important to in terms of testosterone. But these things, like if you take test, your test level will stay stable, even if, for example, you do something like get into a hot bath that can lower testosterone, or you can have microplastics, whatever, because you're actually injecting exogenous testosterone. Still, though, in terms of for your normal health, your male sort of fertility health, sexual health, just your endocrine system in general, you still don't want to have like fucked up hormones and weird shit inside of you. So you still want to be careful. You still want to be eating like organic and whatever. Yeah. Starting a Adonis Mage PvP Minecraft server. Honestly, it'd be sick. I feel like it'd go against the brand, but it'd be fucking fun though. Can you hop on TRT and then test max? No, not really, because when you're on it, your natural production stops, so you don't really think about it increasing it naturally when you are now on it. What are your plans for the next 5 years? Honestly, I've discovered what I like doing and what my ideal day is. I like to wake up fairly early and meditate right away and record a YouTube video. Go to the gym, go to the sauna, get food, stretch, mobility, kickboxing, stay outside, like do multiple sessions, workouts a day, and then work a bit more and live stream and stuff. So honestly, like just more of the same, just what I'm doing right now, but just at higher levels with better skills. That's what I'm thinking. For a lot of people, they've got like big changes they want to have, right? Most people, if you ask them, like, what do you want to do in 5 years? They'll tell you like they want a completely different business, lifestyle, whatever. For me, I already have my dream life, honestly. I genuinely still have my dream life. Everything is set. So I'm happy just waking up and doing what I do in my day as I'm doing them right now. The only difference is I do it with a family, basically. That's it. That's the only thing I would change. That's it. I don't need to like change my routine. I don't really think about like I don't wake up and think like, oh man, I need to move somewhere or I need to get this car or anything like that. Not really. I just enjoy the hours of my day. I'm very lucky to say that, very privileged. So that's what I really think you guys should be optimizing for is like you have the life where the day-to-day hours are actually genuinely enjoyable, even whilst you're growing. Because this is what I envisioned in 2020, that this would be like the perfect life, like wake up, record a YouTube video, go to the gym, read and learn for a few hours, talk to the boys. And I was poor back then. I was so unsuccessful. I had no money. But I thought like that's the life I want to live. That's the dream life. And 5 years later, millions of dollars later, it's still the way I live. I've experimented with other things, but this is the best lifestyle I've had. This kind of routine. So I'll make little changes here and there, but I wouldn't change too much. Honestly, I'm already like living my sort of dream life. I just do more of the same. I'd yeah, do more of the same basically. How does it feel to be a rich? How does it feel to be rich? Like it would be good for us, good for visualizing for us who are on the come up. How does it feel to be rich? Obviously, you get used to everything, right? So, you know how when you're in a car and you accelerate, you feel the acceleration, but when you're cruising at 70, you don't really feel it. That's how the same thing with like blowing up on social media, with having followers, with having money. You don't really feel it when you've had it for a while, but when it suddenly sharply grows, that's when you feel it. So that's one thing. How it feels is like everything's free. Whatever I want is free. Like it's affordable and it doesn't make a difference in my bank account if I want something or if I don't want something. If I want like the newest iPhone, if I buy it, you literally wouldn't notice the numbers like change in my bank account because there's too many. There's like 7 digits in my bank account, so it's like there's too many numbers that like $1,300 is not going to look any different, right? So it's like you buy anything you want, which if you've been starving and then you enter a buffet, well then you probably will overeat. For me, I never really like went crazy with the spending or anything. I'm just not really that guy. So I've never really had that moment where I was like starving and now I've got to spend money like crazy because I was just raised by my parents. We've always been like fairly sort of frugal, essentialist type of people. So I've never really spent like I would spend crazy money like in a one-to-one comparison to how much most people spend. So, for example, my villa is like $8,000 a month, for example. That sounds crazy up until you realize it's about 6% of how much I make in a month. So that is the equivalent of a normal person spending about $180 a month on their rent, which no one spends that little on rent, right? So it's all relative. I spend quite a lot of money. I probably spend about 20 grand a month, which seems really excessive. But that's the equivalent of someone spending like divided by 7, maybe like 3K. That's the I spend the equivalent of about $400 a month for the average person if you put it into like percentage perspective. So it's very low. Even though it's high, it's very high, of course, but it's very low at the same time. So yeah, and I buy things on that have always been very practical. Like I do like autistic calculations. Like when I first started to make money, I made 15K in a month in July 2021. And I could finally afford a gym membership because I was poor before this point. And the gyms opened up in COVID as well. So I could afford a gym membership. There was one gym that was about $150 closer to my home. And then there was one gym about 10 times cheaper, about $15, $20, just about another 6 minutes away. And I calculated that it was actually cheaper for me to go to the expensive gym because my hourly rate was actually pretty high. So I spent $150 instead of about $20 on my gym membership because the 151 was like 4 or 5 minutes closer, which meant that I would save a few hours a month and I would actually like save money technically because my hourly rate is very high. Like I make a lot of money per hour. The same with like this villa I live in. I It's like a few minutes closer to the gym that I go to every single day, which means that I actually save. I think my calculation was about like 20 to 25, $30,000 a month in my sort of hourly rate time living closer to the gym because my hourly rate is like 3, 4, 5K a month, 3, 4, 5K an hour. So how does it feel to be rich? I don't know. For me, I've just been a bit of like a bit of a practical autist. I've never really given a shit about like toys and like, oh, um I really want like, this car or whatever. For me, it's always been like really just practical stuff. I want to live close to the gym. I want to have a car that like never breaks down. I want to have a bike that never breaks down. And then I just want to buy everything I need to without ever worrying about it. And then there's random things that I like. For example, I spend like a few $100s a month on like water, for example. I just got like a new shipment in today. But it's like reverse osmosis water with no microplastics, whatever. So it seems a bit silly to spend like 200, 300, $400 a month on water, just like drinking water. But it makes a difference in the sense that, like, okay, it's better for your health. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's the type of shit I spend my money on. And I'm like, I'm researching it. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Okay, this makes sense. This is a good company. I'll buy from them, whatever. But I've never really given a shit about like, oh, when I make money, I'll get the Lamborghini, whatever, because I just don't have a small cock, basically. Do you miss the old Hamza? That sounds like a brain fog question, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think you've ate too much sugar today. Starting to journal because of you. You are the first gratitude entry. Let's fucking go, man. Journaling's awesome, man. Where are you from originally? I'm from Pakistan. Are your balls the size of peanuts because of TRT? Now, with the dose I take, you don't really you won't see anything like that happen. Your balls might get smaller if you take like steroid level doses. If you do a blast like bodybuilders do, I take 150 milligrams a week, so you won't really notice anything like this. Let's go through the super chats, shall we? You drop this, King. Don't cry about your balls again. Thanks for the money, man. For the for the Jew Max, love the streams. You've reignited my inspiration and motivation for self improvements instead of feeling like my life journey is a drag. Shout out from Oz Drama is Gay. Let's fucking go, man. Jibber Hutch. Dufter. What were your test levels before hopping on? At about 700. Any advice on semen retention while in a relationship? Depends. I mean, if you want to have sex and just not come, that's very different from like not having sex at all. So it really depends. I probably need to know more information. I'm a big fan of not coming though. Hamza, bro, you grew up not far from me. I'm from Wimslow. I want to collab with you on something. How do we make that happen, my guy? Yeah, Wimslow is a very nice area, bro. Let's go. Collab. I don't really do collabs. Send me a message on Instagram. Maybe I'll see it and maybe we can consider it. But 99 times out of 100, I'm not interested in like collabs, podcasts, and everything like that. I just like doing my own thing, man. Sometimes it can be fun, but in general, like I have like so much fun in my normal routine where I wake up and make one of my videos and go to the gym, whatever. So when I have something different in my schedule, most of the time it's less fun and it's not even like that great for business anyway. So Muniba, I'm not gonna lie. I know you're trying to be nice, but I think you need to get a life, bro. Your comments in this entire live have just been about like influencers and stuff, bro. Like not even like educational stuff. And you're saying something nice, I get it, but like fucking hell, bro. Go focus on fucking growth and your own goals and stuff, bro. What about Sneeko? And this other guy made a video about it. Sneeko, hell, like, bro, you're chronically online, man. Honestly. Like you could have asked today, you've wrote 20, 30 messages in the chat. You could have asked for advice on something you're going through. You could have told us about a problem you're going through. And the only thing you spoke about is other men. Like Come on, bro. You're being a faggot. Honestly, you're only speaking about other men. Did you see this other guy? He said this, and then Sneeko said this, and I know you're saying something nice. Fair enough. Sneeko backed you. Yeah, he did. Fair enough. But also, it's like, bro, like for the love of God, get a life, man. Go fuck it. Like, ask me about something you're going through. What's something you're struggling about? Let's see if we can help you with that. Right? Honestly, like this is what I say to everyone who's really into fucking drama. It's so incredibly gay. Like I've had to defend myself, okay, sure. And it's a shame I have to do that. But for the love of God, get a life, bro. Honestly, get a fucking life, boys. If you're like Greg Doucette videos and like this just in, have you seen the new Natty or not? Like Manib, you're 29. That fucking meme, bro. Let me show you again. You're 29, bro. So Hamza's been just, oh god. Fair enough, bro. Yeah, man. Not trying to make you feel bad, bro. But just come on. There's so many things you can talk about, bro. I appreciate you defending me and stuff, of course, but still. What are you reading right now? I'm reading a book on Islam. It's called Meeting Muhammad, and it's about the prophet and basically lessons that people got from him and stories about him. He is seen as like one of like the most perfect human beings, like similar to like Jesus Christ. And I thought it sounds like a great idea to read about some of the best people in history, see how they behaved, and see what you can emulate. It's going pretty well. I've tried reading the Bible and the Quran. I'll be honest, but for me, it's not. It hasn't really been valuable to do that personally. I just don't understand it. I don't know if I'm like I must be retarded, but I swear to God, like I try and read the Bible and the Quran. I can't understand it at all. Like it's in like weird English for me. Obviously, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but for the Bible and Quran, I've tried to read them. I just don't really get them. And every time I've said this, that some of you guys always say, "Oh yeah, me too." Actually, like some people say, like, "Oh, I read it and it changed my life." I'm reading it and I'm like, it doesn't like the wording, the translation doesn't really make sense to me. But reading a sort of normal book, which is more about sort of the religion or it's about the prophet, that is written in plain English that I can actually read. So this actually feels more valuable right now. I told my mom once that I was reading the Quran and I thought she'd be like so happy, but then she asked me like, "Are you reading it in English?" And I said, "Well, yeah, of course. That's the only language I can read in." And she went, "No, there's no point." She said, "You've got to read it in Arabic." And I was surprised because I just started to read it. I thought she'd be like so happy, but she basically like just pushed it away and she said like, "No, it does. Like if you don't read it in Arabic, you won't. There's no point." Basically, she almost said it like that. Like not that there's no point, but that like you just don't get the lesson if you don't read it in Arabic. Basically, so it was interesting she said that because I was so shocked. I thought she'd be like so happy to hear that I was reading it, but when she said that and I actually started to read it, I was like, "Oh yeah, fair enough." Actually, the translation just isn't so readable, at least for me, anyway. Let me ban some of these fucking retards. I don't think I've laughed once at any of the jokes that the haters comment. Honestly, not even once. It's fucking really pathetic, bro. Oh, you dropped your TRT, bro. Not funny. Literally not funny. Like honestly. I'd happily laugh. I'm like I make fun of myself in a funnier way than the fucking The homos who like fucking hate content, bro. I swear to God. Can't get hard. What do I do? So there's two steps. We need to figure out if it's physical or psychological, because a lot of guys, they end up getting into a situation where they're with a girl, but then they can't get hard with her. And it shocks you and it's crazy because this is, it's what you wanted. So to that, I always say, okay, well, can you get hard by yourself? Imagine you're watching porn right now and you start jacking off. Can you get an erection by yourself? Most guys say yes to that, which is a good sign because that means physically you can get hard, but just psychologically you couldn't because of performance anxiety. And, it's a bit of a tense situation, right? When you're with a girl and whatever. So if that's the case, if you can get hard by yourself, but you didn't when you were with a girl, it's it's psychological, and you just basically have to like calm yourself down when you're with her. You have to focus on breathing, you have to be more present, you have to like actually genuinely enjoy the situation. It's okay to kind of like stop or take things slow, because you've got to start like joy maxing when you're actually with a girl, instead of feeling like you have to act in a certain way. If you're not very turned on, you can, like, that's not actually a problem. That's not like your fault or anything, especially if you're not like jacking off like crazy or whatever. Wait, let me ban this fucking retard. And that's psychological. If you're struggling to get hard even by yourself at home, like just alone, okay, that's physical. That's like a completely different issue. And that's usually because you've been jacking it too much. You've been like death gripping your own cock, so it's kind of like desensitized. You maybe testosterone's very low, but even guys who've got low testosterone still end up getting like erections and stuff. So it's usually not that, even though that's like the word that a lot of people usually say is related to erections. There's tons of guys who've got like 200 tests and they still get erections, like with porn when they're by themselves and whatever. It's usually just that you've just been like jacking off too much. You give it 2 days without jacking off and without death gripping your cock, you'll probably be fine. So it's physical or psychological, and you just need to figure out which one it is. For most guys, especially if you kind of felt like you couldn't get hard with a girl, it's usually just psychological. You just need to kind of like relax. Yeah, you're welcome, man. When you had sex for the first time, was it easy to come off vaginal sex? I spoke to many guys who jacked off. They all struggled with coming just by sex. No, it was fine. I had my first time was with my like first like serious girlfriend. So I was like, obviously you're still tense in some ways, but I was like fairly relaxed and felt safe and whatever. So it wasn't a problem for me. Read the super chats. Okay, let's go. Do you listen to any UK underground artists or MGK? He's the goat of music. Nah, maybe like I used to listen to quite like a lot of rap music, but a lot less these days now. Hamza drinks water. W. Thank you, bro. Mason said, top 3 things to be mindful of when on a date. I wouldn't even, bro. You don't need like 3 things to be mindful of. Just enjoy yourself, man. Just like joy max, and you'll do all well. You don't need to like have a checklist or anything like that. Just if you're genuinely having a fun time and you're aligning it to be joyful for you, then you'll do just fine. Quick question: is starting boxing at 17 really too late? Because I really want to do that with sheer discipline and determination. No, it's not too late at all, bro. It's very early. I know you probably know some people who started at like 13 or something, but like a lot of pro fighters who go on to become some of the best in the world start in their like 20s. So you're absolutely fine, bro. How do I change my identity to stop binge eating? I wouldn't say it's so much your identity. Binge eating is usually a form of comfort seeking because of trauma. Something hurt you usually when you were younger and you use food as a way to cope with it. I've almost every obese person I know was like sexually assaulted as a child. So it's not really about the calories or diet or whatever. It's just like it's a coping mechanism for pain. Usually it's the best diet is improving your mental health and meditating. Hamza, 17, just finished high school, infinite free time for 4 months now. What do I do all day? I'm lost. I'm going to train twice a day, but other than that, well, yeah, the great idea already. Train twice a day. Write up a daily timetable like you're in the military. 5 a.m. do this, 6 a.m. this, 7 a.m. meditate, 8 a.m. record videos, whatever. Every hour of the day is plotted out and follow it as best as you can. Because you following that as best as you can, even if you only manage to follow it for like 50% of the day, is way better than you like a normal day where you just go at the whims of your random desires and motivations and whatever. So that's what I'd say. Meditate, read, learn, socialize. Long distance cardio, stretching, mobility, I really like as well. You're quite young, so maybe you won't feel like you need to do it, but mobility training, like, man, I wish I started years ago, honestly, because I feel old as fuck, honestly. Like I feel so old and like I'm not stiff, I'm just immobile. Like I'm flexible. I can head kick, I can touch my toes, whatever. But mobility training's fucking awesome, man. I'd add like an hour of that per day. Read the Bible in NIV version, New International Version. Okay, I'll see. Hamza, I am almost 30 years old now. I work a government job in Australia. Hard to make content after work in the evening with, and as it's exhausting, court work. 100K NW. 100K NW. Yeah, look, if making content is the priority and that's the thing that's going to sort of change your life the most, then you've just got to do it before you go to work. It's like eat the frog, right? You've got to wake up, work on the business, like work on your dream first, and then go and go to work afterwards. Saying that you'll do the business work, which is like your dream, after school or work is so retarded. Whatever is the priority in your life, the thing that you obsess about the most, do that first thing. Whatever's going to change your life the most, do that first before anything else. Eat the frog. Unpopular opinion, I think music in general is bad for your mental health, especially shit like rap or funk. It's only when you stop listening to music, especially like ghetto rap music, and you start listening to it again, you realize how much it fucking changes your desires. Like when I just listen to rap music like normal, you don't think much. When you stop listening to rap music, and you know, like for me, I've listened to rap since I was like a child, right? So for me, not listening to it and listening to like instrumental beats or something just feels boring. But then I'll notice that I'm like 10 times less of a fucking degenerate. And then one random day, I'll go on Spotify in the gym and I'll put like my normal rap playlist on, or you know, I deleted that one, but I go find someone that's still got like the same kind of songs I like. And within seconds, lust and like the desire to fuck start coming in, because it's the kind of like this vibrational, like ghetto inducing kind of vibration frequency, whatever. Like I very much notice it. You know how for the guys here who have made loads of progress in diet, it's kind of like that, where when you eat bad food, you always feel bad, so you don't even realize it. But when you eat clean food and then you have a bad meal, then you feel like shit and you're like, holy fuck, this is probably how I felt this entire time. That's how, when you get away from most music and go back to it, that's how it feels. The only music that really has like a genuine scientific benefit is classical music. I've only ever seen studies that show classical music actually like heals you. It regulates your nervous system. It improves your memory, whatever. But every other type of music, including like instrumental beats and lo-fi and whatever, it doesn't have that scientific backing. So if you really want to go like extreme in your journey, just listening to like classical music is the only thing so far that I've seen is actually researched to have like a benefit on your health and your performance. So every now and then I'll end up listening to rap music again. And bro, I swear to God, I notice it almost right away. Like I really want to fuck when I listen to it. When I was younger, that felt like a good thing. Now I'm like, I just find that disgusting because it's like, it's I was like fucking 8 a.m. I'm in the gym and I wasn't put like there to be lustful or whatever. And before I know it, I'll see one girl who, like girls just wear fucking like underwear to the gym these days, don't they? Like spray on fucking pants 3 inches deep inside the butt crack. And then that's when I notice it and I'm like really ready to fuck. I'll start holding eye contact, I'll start smiling, and before I know it, it's like things happen fast here, especially when you're like an attractive, confident guy. Within like a 30-second time span, it's like you're ready to fucking leave the gym with each other. Like things happen so fast like that. This is why even eye contact is kind of like haram in Islam. There's like a thing of zina, which is like a sin of anything that can lead to degeneracy. And so you're not even meant to make eye contact with girls in Islam, which is something pretty fucking base because it can just lead to something very quickly, especially like if you are an attractive, confident guy. Before you know it, it's like you can be talking, kissing, like it's so quick, bro. So yeah. Yeah, not today. I do it on Wednesdays and Saturdays. You're probably trolling, but I'll tell you the truth anyway. Do you think starting to socialize at 21 is too late? Because all these years I wasted my time in gaming, and now I think I can never become a social guy with good social life. I think you just wrote this chat to kind of say something. Because I think if I asked you, well, what do you think? I don't think anyone here would say it. Oh yeah, it's too late. You cannot become more social for the rest of your life. I don't think a single fucking guy here, including you, would say that. So I think you knew the answer already. Of course you can. It's a skill. If anything, I think you become more social and you improve your skills of social skills, charisma, when you're actually older outside of school. Like people always say, like school is like, oh, it's a good environment to be social. Is it? Fuck, it's fucking one of the worst fucking environments to be social I've ever been in. Clubs are better, but also when you just kind of travel and you just live life and you go to like a gym which is meant for socializing, the social experience is 100 times better than when you're not in school. School was probably some of the worst fucking like social experiences of my life compared to now. Now the best thing is you're not in a class. As soon as you realize someone's like a fucking libtard, you can just walk away, right? As soon as you realize someone's fucking retarded, you don't have to sit there and pretend to like them or anything. True, everyone at school is a retard. Yeah, that's the thing, right? So a lot of us, like, we felt bad about like our social experiences in school, but like truthfully, like if there's someone you genuinely respect and you get along with, then you'd be friends with them. But in school, most people are nothing like us. Like if you're here, most likely you want to be like a high performer, you want to be like a winner. School is quite literally by definition made for the normies. It's made for the normies, and yeah, there's a few people who stand out, and they study hard and whatever. But even that is still like peasantry behavior. Even that's like fucking nothing. So school is a terrible place for your social life. It's like it's not good at all. And if anything, I think more people end up worse at social skills because of their time in school compared to if you were homeschooled. This is why I've been adamant about homeschooling for like the last like 3-4 years. And every time I talk about it, there's always people who'll comment it like, "Oh, but what about social life?" And I'm like, "Are you fucking retarded? What do you think about social life? What do you think?" Like every time I talk about homeschooling, people will say, "Oh, but what about the social life? The social life's really important." And I'm like, "Okay, you answer it for me. What social life do you think you're going to set up for your kids if you homeschool them?" Well, yeah, you're gonna take them to sports clubs and activities, and they're gonna end up being like the team captain of those clubs because they're gonna be the only fucking kids who have actually like practiced their social skills, right? Way better. Yeah, and kids who don't scream fucking 6, 7. Like even private schools, bro. The girls are hoes, the guys are retards. Like I've dated girls who went to private schools, and even bro, the shit I've heard is like they're all still degenerates there on TikTok and whatever. So even private school is not good enough. It needs to just be homeschooling, and hopefully you can set up some ways to make it social with clubs and with other families and friends and whatever. But it basically has to be homeschooling, otherwise you are just setting your children up to get absolutely fucking dominated by the kids who will be homeschooled by like high performers and killers. It's such a fact, bro. Imagine sending your kids now into normal school. How far behind they would be compared to kids who are being homeschooled with private tutors. Holy shit! Holy shit! Like it was already bad enough for our generation, right? But it was kind of new. But more and more, like every year, more adults are taking the kids out of school, realizing it's just some weird fucking brainwashing goy slop, fucking weird shit. For our generation, having children, imagine our kids go to school in like 3 to 5 years. Sending your kids to school is gonna be like fucking child abuse. It's gonna be like fucking wow, you really have let them down. You're gonna let them go through like probably one of the worst forms of education possible. Fuck that. Yeah. No kid with smart parents will be in school, making it even worse. Yeah. So by nature of this, your kids, if you do send them to school, will just be interacting with retards, which to be honest is what's happening right now anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big inefficient use of time. If you are a fairly decent teacher and if you've got money as well, bro, just getting your kids private tutors, you teaching them real things, your kids are going to be so far ahead of the curve. And also it's just more humane as well. Sending your child to be forced to focus through 6 hours of listening to some alcoholic teach them shit and randomly they get angry and the kids next to them have got double digit body count in fucking high school. Like it's child abuse to send your children to school, in my opinion. That's literally it's just child abuse. It's quite literally like they are literally developing fucking trauma from being in there. They're developing like fucked up self esteem from getting randomly picked on because it's like they're the one kid who doesn't do the fucking new TikTok deep throat dance or some shit. That's fucking. It's so fucked up. You're gonna send your kids to literally feel like they have to conform to normies. Fuck that. Like imagine you like you've done really well. You've done so well for your family. You've been a strong man. You've instilled good values, and then you send your daughter to school. She's 9 years old, and the other girls are looking at her weird because she doesn't know the dance that they're all doing. She doesn't have a smartphone because you didn't want to give her one yet. And she's the only girl. Let's say even 6 years old. 6 years old, she'll be the only girl without a fucking phone. Are you like a fucking maniac to put your girl in there? And like the same thing. See what I mean? I swear to God, it's always MP. Like no offense, but it's always NPCs because they'll always comment and say like, "Oh, but what about the social aspect? Use your fucking brain, bro. Use your fucking brain. What do you think about the social aspect? Don't ask me because I answer this fucking question every time. What do you think will be the social aspect if you don't send your children to school? How can you get them to socialize? You use your fucking brain. Because every time I talk about homeschooling, there's always some fucking guys who will say, like, oh, but socializing's really important. And I'm like, yeah, you fucking retard. Of course it is. What do you think you do for socializing for your children? Well, you send them to clubs and activities. You'll be friends with other families who have got good values, as was like normal life. There's nothing wrong with that. But forcing your children to socialize with retards is not like real socialization. That's fake. It's forced. Your children should make friends based on values, not on geography. This is why it's important to meet other people who have got very similar, like strong-minded views as you, because they'll have children, you'll have children, and then you just force them to be friends with each other. By the way, I went to school. My socialization skills just became worse and worse. Yeah, for most people, it's like this. Honestly, I can think back to so many kids in high school who just got ruthlessly bullied to the point that they must be just fucking like unable to speak to people now. Like they can't hold eye contact with people. They're not confident at all. And it sucks because they just got picked on for like, the way that they looked or the bag that they had or just some bullshit reason why kids get picked on in high school and they don't defend themselves and whatever. And imagine they're like less confident for life now just because it's normal to send your children to school and the parents never really took it seriously, whatever. Like that's fucked up, right? That's the socializing that everyone talks about, like the psyoping of like, oh, but you've got to go send your children to peasant school because they've got to hang out with peasants, right? That's so important. No, it's not. It's really not, bro. It for put it this way, for anyone who disagrees with my homeschooling thing based on socializing, do you guys think it's a good idea to go and sit next to normies and Jeffries for 6 hours a day right now? Forget school. Let's say right here, right now. Do you think it'd be valuable for you to sit next to Jeffries for 6 hours a day right now? Fuck no. Fuck no. Like no, not at all. Then why do you think it'd be valuable for your fucking kids to do that? You make friends not on geography, not in school or some shit, but based on values and virtue based on people you actually want to be around, which generally is going to be way less people than you'd hang out in school, which is fine. That's what, like, this is what it should be for your kids as well. And yeah, and the point of school isn't even socializing. You're literally told not to talk to each other. Like what? You get a 15-minute recess, half an hour lunch. Like you're told not to talk to each other in school. The only reason there's other kids there is just because they can't afford like one teacher per student. That's all. I reckon homeschooling will get very way more popular in the next like 10 years. School fucking ruined my life. 2 years ago in seventh grade, I had to take high school and university. Now everything's fucked because I went to ninth grade and surrounded by Jeffries, and everything in my life's going worse now. Yeah. Give me 1 sec. Let's go. It's been so cold in Bali recently. Let's get my night. Am I like super orange for you guys now? I'm like, I've got my nighttime filter thing on. Yeah, it's freezing now, actually. I usually have the air conditioning on like 17 at full blast. Then recently I've had it on like 21, 22 on like one dial. Thoughts on moving to Bali solo? Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think moving to somewhere where there's people like you who are disciplined, who are healthy, who are really, really into fitness and online businesses. Bali's been the best place I've lived so far for that. I won't be here forever. I'll end up moving somewhere at some point, of course. But as of right now, it's like I don't need to. I'm happy here, and I know that I don't really need to move anywhere else right now. So I've decided I'm just gonna stay here for like a year minimum, just as like an active discipline, because I was actually debating going somewhere else soon. Like I might go to Marbella or somewhere like that. And I was like, you know what? Look, if I move, you've got like a month, 2 months before you really get into the flow of things again. And it's most likely not going to be a massive upgrade if I move somewhere else. So I was like, fuck it, just literally just stay here. No need to go anywhere else. Done. So I would say, yeah, come move over here, man. Give up this self-improvement scam, bro, with a AI picture of a handsome man instead of your real picture. Brother, I think you need self-improvement the most. I really think you should watch my videos, bro. Maybe you'll stop fucking worshipping AI generated pictures of other guys. AI profile picture is the new anime profile picture. Honestly, it's worse. I've actually got more respect for the anime profile pictures than the AI ones, honestly. Like the AI ones who just talk shit. It's like because that just looks like slop. That's just like Israeli and Russian bot farms just like spreading fucking subversion. It's like just slop. At least the anime thing is like a real guy. Yeah, he's a bit of a loser, but he's like, okay, fine. He's a real guy. AI pictures are just so pathetic. Where's the fucking Sigma male guy? Yeah, at least so, like the anime still has some personality, right? Don't get me wrong, like it's still, it's a bit gay, but like the guys who watch anime still have some personality. It's kind of gay. It is very gay, but it's still personality in some ways. But AI is just fucking slop, bro. Yeah. People who use like ChatGPT too much. Like, you can use it every now and then, sure, but people who use it for like, oh god, like, oh well, I speak to ChatGPT every day. Oh god. Anytime someone says that, like I tried it a few times and I use it for like basically I use ChatGPT instead of Googling questions. So I'll ask it something quick, right? Fair enough. And I think that's a great use of it. And I'll ask it like random questions and stuff. Okay, sure. But people who tell me like, oh, I see it on the internet, like, oh yeah, well, I'll have like full blown conversations with ChatGPT. I'm like, I've tried it, first of all, and it's just fucking pathetic, bro. Honestly, you need a fucking robot to like say shit, and you kind of ask it like a deep question, and it says things to you. You kind of read it, and then you just don't even take action on it. It's like it's fucking so pathetic, bro. Yeah, Doctor Mike Israel. I heard he does that shit. It's fucking gay. And then yeah, and then they always say like, "Oh, but you're just not asking it the right prompt. Like, you're not speaking to my AI girlfriend in the right way. Like, go on, be nice to her." It is gay. I might be like, the old guy who doesn't know how to use the phone or anything. Fair enough, but at least I'm not gay. Like, at least I'm not using like fucking AI like that much, bro. Honestly. Maybe I'll come back to regret this one day when it's like it's completely dominated use of work and everything. And kind of like old people might probably are with their YouTube, their phones and whatever, but I don't know. ChatGPT just reinforces everything you say. If you need honest advice, don't go to AI. Yeah, basically. Yeah. There's definitely some good uses of it, but I think most people are just fucking weird who use it as like a little chat buddy. Mm. Is it worth it to maintain a social life while in a grind season? So when I'm really, really focused on work, what I do is I mix my social life with the things I'm going to do anyway. So I will just tell all my friends to meet me in the gym, and I'll still spend a few hours in the gym talking to everyone and hanging out, and I'll get food there and whatever. So at that point, it's like, bro, that's a big social life if you're speaking to people for like 2 fucking hours a day. And then outside of that, I just kind of say no to every invite that I get. So people will invite you, to like a party and whatever, and I just say no to everything, even to like wholesome things. Like I was gonna say this at the start of the stream, but I got an invite for a threesome, and one girl I've been with before, but the other one I've not. And it's just like when you're in like a grind mode, and also because I don't really want to be like a fucking lustful degenerate anymore. So just get used to saying no to almost everyone and just mixing people into the routine. And then I'll have seasons like just a few months ago, I had seasons where like every day was social. I had friends living with me. We'd go to the mall and to the movies and whatever. Okay, sweet. All good. So you just need to see which season of life you're in. Why would you go to the gym when you're 1 out of 10 anyway? Because you're Indian. Because gym is good for you, bro. Are you retarded? Always the guy with AI. Look who's talking, bro. You can't even make this shit up, bro, honestly. Just realized. Hang on, let me take a screenshot of this. This is proof that all AI users are retarded, bro. Honestly. Uh, So, Oliver, he said, Hamza, what was the most important lesson you learned in October, and what did you have to go through to learn it? In October, I read one of the best books that I've read in like the last few years, and it's called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. And it's a book about kind of like spirituality, but in a non vague way. It's more about the inner mind, like the inner voice that we have inside of our mind, and also spiritual energy, joy, happiness. Really good book, great analogies. And there was two things I learned from it, which was really interesting. One of the things was to visualize your inner voice not as your own mind, but as like a roommate. Visualize it as like a separate human being who just fucking yaps. Like he literally just yaps. You're trying to watch TV, he yaps. You're trying to like make some food, he yaps. You're driving, he yaps, he yaps, he yaps, he yaps. He changes his mind all the time. He randomly gets angry. You're trying to relax and he'll randomly tell you, like, oh yeah, remember that girl 3 weeks ago? She was kind of rude to you, wasn't she? And oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you're really hot, bro. You're like really you're a superstar. But also remember, like your dad used to beat you. Remember that? Here's a mental movie. You know, it's just fucking like he's fucking ADHD, fucking weirdo. Imagine if it was a separate person. You'd be looking at him like he's a fucking dickhead who just doesn't stop yapping, right? So that was one thing, because when you visualize it as like a separate human being, you start thinking like, yeah, why the fuck am I taking what my inner voice actually says seriously? That's one thing. But the other thing that's more transformative was when it spoke about inner energy, like your heart energy. We have energy centers inside of us, and the heart is one that we all kind of understand, and it's one which can turn on or turn off like this magnificent flow of energy instantly. And this energy does not come from like sleeping well, it doesn't come from glucose, from carbs, from ketones, but it's spiritual energy. Whether you've ate or not ate, whether you're fasted or in ketosis, it doesn't matter. The energy from your heart is kind of like, imagine you text the girl something a little bit risky, and imagine she doesn't reply. You know how you'd get this sort of like down energy, almost this feeling of like sort of being depressed. Then imagine after a few hours of feeling kind of depressed, oh, she's not replied. And you're thinking like, oh yeah, well, fuck her, but you feel kind of low energy, kind of low levels of joy and happiness. Then imagine you hear your phone, ding, and it's a big message from her, and she's like, hey, I know this is so weird, but I'm just gonna be honest to you. I've liked you for really like for fucking ages, but I feel so like vulnerable saying this because I hope you won't break my heart, but I really like you. Do you think we have a chance together? Do you think we're compatible? Could we see each other today? And let's imagine that you had a crush on her already. So that's like the sweetest text message you could ever receive. Instantly, you've got 10 times more energy. Who feels this? Who's like felt this before? Like, you've not changed your diet, you've not suddenly just slept more, or done the things that people say will give you energy, but something instantly just boosts your energy. Like, you got a great text from like a girl, you're running outside, for example. Imagine you're like jogging and you're kind of tired, and then there's like a group of fucking girls there and you just start running faster or some shit, right? Like, it's just so normal. But you didn't get a spike of fucking glucose from this, you didn't randomly sleep more, but you got this burst of energy because your heart's just opened up in joy. And what these spiritual people, they say, is you're actually supposed to be like that, like for most of the day, like 24/7. And you're not, just because your heart closes amidst in pain, basically. When you think some bullshit in your mind, the inner voice, the roommate says some bullshit which makes you close, or something in the real world makes you close, someone looks at you a little bit funny, whatever, you close your heart, and then you wait up until the next time where someone kind of opens it and you feel like loving again, whatever. But actually, the trick is to be like that 24/7. And whenever you notice your heart's kind of closing, you almost just remind yourself that you can actually feel that flow of energy, the equivalent of getting like a really nice text from a girl. You can feel like that 24/7. There's nothing stopping you from feeling it right now. Like, there's nothing stopping you from feeling it right now. So why not just turn it on? It's the same as my advice of like forcing a smile. Just force a smile and you will quite literally feel like happier. There's nothing stopping you from that burst of positive emotion. That was probably one of the best lessons I learned. I already kind of knew that, but it was nice that I read it in a book and have it reaffirmed to me in the explanation of like the heart energy center. Very transformative. Most things do not give you as much of a boost as work on your inner mind and on your heart and on sort of like spirituality, mental health. I just recorded a course module about this for my advanced course I've got. And I said in there that every hour you spend to improve your mental health, to heal from trauma, for example, is worth like 100 hours of working on your business or on fitness. And the time you spend working on business or fitness is fucking awesome. Like, I've always hyped that up to you guys. That's like one of the best uses of your time, right? But the time you spend on healing trauma, improving your mental health, improving your spiritual health, every hour is worth like 100x than even working on your business and fitness and those kinds of very, very important things. It's one of the most like high ROI things you'll do for your life quality. I can't think of a single thing that's higher sort of ROI, like return on investment. It's like a higher boost to your life quality than any amount of learning and implementing things to do with your mind and sort of spiritual, mental health. Nothing comes close to that. Not even making money, not even building the physique. Nothing comes close to that. It's crazy how much of a boost you get to your life when you just spend a few hours on this. Oh wait, we got the AI guy back. He said, blind leading the blind. Okay, Hamza, have a good day in your gloomy room. Peace out to all the losers in this chat. You guys are doomed with your self-improvement garbage instead of embracing nature. I think you should embrace nature instead of having an AI girlfriend, bro. PSL God mindset. With his fucking prompts to make the profile picture. No, make him more masculine. No, I said some stubble, not a full beard. No, make his hair brown. No, start again. Make him look more masculine. That's so funny, bro. Fucking AI pro, and like anime profile pictures was what we were mocking a few few years ago. And now AI is even worse, bro. No, make the background black, not him. I don't like it. That's so funny, bro. Imagine like someone battling fucking ChatGPT for pictures. No, no, no. I said make his hair black, not his face. So fucking funny, bro. Thank you, PSL God mindset, bro. What are your thoughts on healing trauma related to seeing graphic content in the past? Gore when I was 15 years old. I had a little phase as well. I think many of us did, right? Type 1 in the chat if you had a phase of watching like gore on the internet. Watching like videos of people dying or fights or some shit like that. Because I had a little bit of a phase doing that. It's pretty fucked up, isn't it? It's been a very long time since I've seen anything like that these days, which is definitely good. Yeah, there's quite a lot of us here. I remember after I watched some like particularly fucking like fucked up clips, there was definitely like a few days or something that I remembered them. So and I think that's pretty normal. But if you're talking about like, okay, trauma, it's been months, it's been years, and you still kind of remember it, and then that's definitely something you want to be improving on. How would you heal from that? Healing from trauma always just comes down to just processing the emotions that are stuck inside of you. Like, trauma is not some painful event like most people think it is. Trauma is emotions that are stuck inside of you that were not processed, that were not shown to the world, that need to be shown to the world. So that's probably what I would advise you based on that definition. I'd tell you there's probably like emotions you've been sort of pushing back. Whenever you think about this gore, you kind of push it away, when really your brain is bringing it up because it wants to process it. Never fight with your brain. Like when your brain brings something up, especially something like this, and it brings it up all the time, you shouldn't fight it and think like, oh no, don't think about that. Your brain's literally saying like, hey, can we focus on this? I really need to like process and think about it. So lock your door, sit sort of calmly and think about it and just express, maybe you feel disgusted, maybe you feel unsafe, and just sit there. No one has to know you're doing this. And just feel the emotion, the pain, the anxiety, the fear. Just feel it all. That's what you're hiding away from because you think you shouldn't feel anything about it and you keep pushing it away. That's not going to help. You have to just honor the emotions. Never fight with your brain. I thought my brain was an ADHD retard, Jeffrey. Yeah, there's definitely like nuance with this. There's definitely times when you should go like full retard mode and not really think about anything. And then there's times when like if the same fucking traumatic memory, whatever, keeps coming up into your mind, that then you need to sit there and actually think about it. So there's definitely like some nuance here. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Let's see Yeah, Wimslow is lovely, man. Definitely a bubble from the rest of UK. No probs about no collab, I understand. Wanted to know what your setup for filming / editing was when you first started YouTube and you did it yourself. I just recorded on my phone and then just edited with Sony Vegas. Yeah, I'm not sure if that program's even around because that was like 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure people use like Adobe Premiere Pro or some shit. I don't know. Or you probably just edit on your phone. That's what like I'd probably do if I was a beginner again. Genghis Khan: Quest for God by Jack Weatherford. Check it out. It's a banger autobiographical, historical, philosophical, very fun read. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Genghis Khan, man. I don't know too much of the history. All I know is he's just like he fucking conquered so many different lands, so many countries, and then it ended up having like what fucking thousands of children. There's something fucking cool about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking warlord. I'm in debt and I'm working 60 hours a week, but also want to go to the gym and do online business. How not to get burnt out in the process. You've just got to prioritize what's the biggest priority for you. If you're in debt, then it should be just making money. And I would do making money first, and I would do gym and those kinds of things later on at nighttime. And if you have to skip anything, skip the thing that's not the priority, like the gym. Just for now. Do you recommend listening to affirmations while sleep? I've never tried that, to be honest. I'm not too sure if that actually works. Legend, let's go. Advice for trauma from an abusive and controlling relationship. Yeah, exact same thing, bro. You literally just have to process the emotions that were stuck inside of you that you never got to like convey to people. And now that it seems like you're out of this relationship, you can do that. Trauma is so simple, honestly. I think all the therapists and whatever, they all they overcomplicate it by like 100x because they're trying to make more money from you. Trauma and improving your mental health is quite literally like 100 times faster than everyone actually says it is. Like you don't need therapy for years. Usually it just takes a few weeks. You just need to know what to do. You just need to understand what trauma is. I've read like 10 books on trauma, and all these assholes will like just spend fucking ages not even like telling you what it is and explaining it well and just making it all wishy-washy and all this bullshit. Like trauma is just emotions that are stuck inside of you that you didn't convey that you should have, and they'll stay inside of you until you process them, until you show them out to the world. So you just need to show those emotions that were supposed to be shown to the world, years ago whenever you had the painful moments. You just need to show them. And so today, maybe you just think about the thing that makes you sad, like recollect the memory in your mind, write it out like a story, maybe write it like a letter to someone, whatever. And just feel the emotion. If you cry, it's a great thing. Yeah. Maybe the therapist knows better than you. No. My mental health advice is more effective than therapy and antidepressants. It's not even close. In fact, a set of push-ups is actually more effective than antidepressants. It's a fucking absolute joke. The sort of mental health therapy kind of culture of just how ineffective it is. Like antidepressants that have got such a shit effective rate. It's literally so absurd because it's very Americanized, right? It's like very commercial. It's not made to help you. It's made to extract as much money from you as possible, just like a lot of American healthcare is. It's absolutely inhumane. Like a set of push-ups is more effective than fucking antidepressants for helping you with depressive symptoms. It's fucking insane. My advice for 2 weeks is better than 2 years of therapy. It's stupid. It pisses me off how bad therapists and mental health counselors have fucked over their own clients because of how shitty, outdated systems they work from. Yeah. This is big facts, man. I was so traumatized. Single mom at 16. Stepdad beat me growing up. No amount of therapy helped me. My life only turns around when I went to the gym and discovered this channel. Yeah. I've heard this hundreds, even thousands of times of just how effective this advice has been that I've given you. And the advice I give you is like, it's just self improvement. It's just discipline. I can't believe that fucking therapists don't even fucking say that shit. They don't even tell you this. You, you've got to see what Prajwal said here, aren't the therapists aware of these? Why do they keep on prescribing antidepressants? Anything in this kind of field, like therapy, counseling, medicine, it's extremely outdated, but worst of all, it's extremely slow. So if there is some like a new sort of meta, they won't catch on for about 20 years because it disrupts the way that they've all learned. Remember, these people don't learn from the internet, from the newest studies, from what's effective. They learn from textbooks where someone has literally paid to have like his company promoted inside of it. They are quite literally taking bribes. The big pharma, the DSM, all these like big fucking pharmaceuticals and counselor, all these things, bro. It's like it is so much more corrupt than you think it is. Read a couple of books on this. Read like the big white lie. It's a book on sugar. Read a bunch of books on the carnivore diets, and you'll realize just how corrupt a lot of like the official sort of pharmaceutical medicine industry is. It's literally, it's like a company. It's quite literally an industry that is made for profits, and they maximize profit not by curing you, but by stretching out your symptoms. They took profits. They took bribes. Like, it is absolutely insane. They literally took bribes from fucking Kellogg's to tell you that sugar is fine for you. It's when you go down this rabbit hole, you're going to be thinking like, what the fuck is this? You'll have as much hate for the sort of pharmaceutical industry, medicine, doctors as I do. And this doesn't mean that every doctor is bad. I've had awesome doctors in the past. I've had like an awesome surgeon who's helped me with, like some surgery that I had and whatever. But the industry is fucked up. We got a red super chat here. I saw when you won school games in 2024 and it inspired me. I eventually went on to win school games this year. Q1 Techniques. Fuck yeah. I still watch your videos and I've lived through all the phases you talk about when you go from 0 to 100K a month. Amazing. Let's fucking go, man. Thank you, Josh. 5,000 yen. I'm guessing I don't know what currency that is, but thank you so much, man. Red means it's like the biggest number, isn't it? Fuck yeah. Happy to see you in the school games, man. I'm going to go check your community out. The Huberman Lab podcast is better than seeing a doctor. Yeah, in some ways, yeah. Obviously, like, go see a doctor if there's some kind of emergency, if you've got something, whatever. But this is what like ChatGPT would be good for. When you've got some symptoms, ask ChatGPT rather than the doctor. But also, it's like even ChatGPT is going to give you like goy slop advice. It's still going to tell you to like lower the fats in your diet, lower the sugar in your diet, lower the salt in your diet, for example. So you just have to be careful for that. Other than reflection on trauma, how can one ensure post-traumatic growth instead of post-traumatic stress? I read something that was so interesting that I've remembered it forever, and I'm going to be, hopefully I will, it's hard to predict, but hopefully I will be ready when the next sort of like traumatic event happens. For people who are in a traumatic event, this is big, boys. Remember this, because you're going to really want to remember this. When something crazy happens, imagine if you find yourself in like a terrorist attack or something, school shooting, something crazy, right? There'll be people who get post-traumatic growth and people who get post-traumatic stress. Does anyone know what one of the biggest factors is which decides which one you'll get? What is one of the biggest factors which decides whether you will grow from trauma or you will actually deteriorate from it? Because it's so interesting. I think maybe no one will get this unless if you've read the same book as me. Gratitude, using dark energy, sense of self, PP size, no. Testosterone level, nope. It's going to be something so random. I don't think a single person's going to get this, but it's so interesting. When I tell you, you'll understand why. I'll give you guys like 10 more seconds. I don't think anyone's quite yet got it. If you suppress your feelings, the suppressing of emotions is definitely going to be a bad thing, and that's one of the things. But there's something which I found was so interesting. Shaking. So there's processing. If you don't process it well, that's one of the things. If you don't process the stress, the emotions, then that can lead to trauma. But the interesting one, get this, I read this once and I thought this was so interesting. After a traumatic event, the people who helped out were far more likely to have post-traumatic growth rather than post-traumatic stress. So imagine if there's a school shooting, or imagine if there's a terrorist attack or whatever. You know how there's a few people who, for example, they'll stand and they'll lead everyone out of the building, and they'll go over to the police and say, okay, that's over there, whatever, and they'll stay with someone who seems vulnerable, and like the person who's being helpful and supportive and a bit of a leader, they are way more likely to have the growth rather than the deterioration, which makes sense when you really think about it. Of course, it makes sense, right? So just to make that practical, keep yourself safe. But if you ever find yourself in like some crazy situation, just try and remember this and think, when you are safe, that's when it'd be really valuable for you to be like a helpful person in this situation. Go and focus on other people. So don't put yourself in crazy danger or whatever, but imagine there's been like an explosion, right? And imagine the danger's already over, but everyone's outside of the building, everyone's crying, whatever. You can just get in your car and leave, or you can walk around to people and help them in whatever way that you can. You can go up to them and literally say like, oh, hey, like, how are you doing? Is there anything I can help? You go to the store nearby, buy bottles of water, give them out to people, be as helpful as you possibly can. That will lead to more growth. Along with processing the emotions, feeling the emotions, not pushing them away. If you need to cry or shout or vent that day or the day after, do it. Don't keep it like stuck inside of you. But if you try to like, if you're the one who helped, you will get way less of the sort of trauma rather than being in the sort of like freeze mode. And you'll also just be a fucking hero with a fucking great story. I remember in 2018 there was a terrorist attack in my city in Manchester in UK, and after a terrorist attack, racism always spikes up. So one day I finish work and I get to the train station to go home, and there's these two guys who are like screaming. They're shouting. I can hear it already, and I go into my train station. And there's a woman in a hijab, and she's got a little girl in her arms, like maybe 3 years old. And they're screaming at her, like saying like racist shit to her. The people who work at the train station are just kind of like stood around, like not looking around at her. But there's a bunch of like Asian, like brown guys like me, and they're kind of saying something, but kind of not. They're quite young. So I kind of look at the situation. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at the guys, the Pakistani guys, the group, and I say to them, like, what's going on? And one of them shouts and he goes, they're being racist. They're being racist. And I look at the two guys, right? They're Polish. One is like short and muscular, and the other one's like fucking lanky, like fucking tall as fuck. Must be like, I'm tall. I'm 6'1", right? It's almost 6'2". So this guy must be like 6'4", 6'5". And I looked over to them and I start like sort of like swearing underneath my breath. But bear in mind, my heart's fucking beating, right? This was before I could fight or anything. I was only like 170 pounds, 19, 20 years old. These are grown fucking men, two of them as well. And in a fight, they'll fucking kick my ass. I'm a fucking, it's 170 pounds, 6'1". I'm not like fucking huge or anything, right? And but I kind of like swear at them a little bit, and they start like looking towards me. And then the tall guy comes up to me, and he starts like buddying up to me, and he starts going like, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Come here," like this, like just being fucking weird, like trying to like dap me up. But like obviously I'm not gonna get fucking close. So I'm like, stay away from me. And then the fucking the short guy almost like charges at me a little bit like this, like he takes a few steps towards me, so I get back. I'm like, what the fuck, stay back, whatever. So it turns into like a bit of a fucking commotion here with me, and I'm swearing at them and whatever, and then it kind of dies down. But my heart's fucking pounding, right? And still, I look over to the people who work in this train station. They've done nothing. They've not even called the police. It seems like. I walk over to the other side, like sort of on the same train station part, but just kind of further away, 20, 30 steps that way. And I notice these guys are like slowly walking towards me. Like I've sat down and I'm just in freeze mode right now. Like if they wanted to, they could come over and hit me, and I'm like just in stuck mode. And they get closer to me, but then my train ends up getting here. So I kind of wait a little bit, and they're not getting on this train. So I'm like, oh yeah, thank God. So I get on my train. It's all good. It's over. But then when the train takes off, I hear shouting, and they walk past me. Like I'm sat on the one of the seats in the train, like in the aisle, and they literally walk fucking past me, shouting, swearing, Packy, Packy, you fucking terrorist, all this crazy shit, right? And like, you know how immediately if someone did that in like a train, like two people stand up and scurry away quickly, and everyone else is kind of like, just what the fuck's happening? And both of them sit down, and the short guy is literally just shouting this for 20, 30 minutes straight. I swear to God. I'm like pissed. The girl sat from across me, like we're sat on one of the table things. She notices and she's like, "Are you okay? I can't believe he's saying that. It's okay." Like, and yeah, it felt like fucking shit, bro. For like half an hour, I'm tense as fuck. I'm literally getting like traumatized as we speak. But it gets them, I stop, and I notice they're not getting up. So it's basically over. I'm just gonna wait a little bit, and then I stand up and basically walk off. When I stand up, though, I'm not gonna lie, I stare at the short guy and I start like kind of swearing again. I've got like balls now that I'm getting off the train and he's not. So I like kind of look at him a little bit, yeah, you fucking prick or whatever, and then I walk off. And then there's a line to get off the train, and I look behind me and the fucking two guys have stood up and they're walking towards me, and I'm shit scared. So I go on my phone and I text my dad and I say, "Racists on the train, come in quick." And he called me like right away because he was outside. He was picking me up, and he called me right away. But I rejected the call and said, "Just come in." So I walk down the stairs of this train station that's in my city, and my dad's at the bottom of the stairs. He kind of looks at me, grabs me a little bit. What? Like my shirt had like rips in it, which was just kind of like my the style of the shirt. But he thought they did it. So he was like, "What the fuck? What did they do? What is this like?" And I said, "Yeah, they come in," and then both of them are there. And my dad's shouting at them. Then they start getting aggressive. The tall guy's holding a big fucking bottle of I don't know, some fucking alcohol, and he's holding it like this, like ready to fucking hit my dad with it. And they're all shouting. Then there's a few more guys now. They're trying to break it up and everything. We're in like the hallway of the train station, and the short guy keeps fucking grabbing into his waistline. Like he keeps reaching into his waistline and trying to like get close and get close and get close, which is fucking like. My dad spotted it. Obviously, he knew what it was. I was a bit slow, so my dad was like, "What have you got in there? What have you got behind you?" And we end up like outside the train station, and the same thing. And then like they're kind of like pushing each other a little bit, and the short guy kind of like starts looking at me, and he goes like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." He walks up towards me, holding his fucking hand like that, which is like, why do you think he's doing that? It's fucking crazy, right? But eventually, it all kind of breaks up. There's like 4 or 5 guys pushing, like, stopping us from fighting or whatever. We get in the car, we drive off, and we're just kind of like, okay, we kind of relax a little bit. I don't want to show particular like weakness in front of my dad, so I don't really like process it. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. And my dad says, yeah, like, don't tell your mom because she'll just worry, whatever. So we don't really tell any of the family. And then he comes into my room like the next day and he says, the guy got arrested. A woman at the train station called the police. They arrested him. They had CCTV. They saw my license plate, so they came. They messaged me, whatever. And he had an 11-inch knife on him. He had a fucking 11-inch knife on him in his waistline, and that's what he was like reaching for when he was like walking towards me, saying like, "Oh, I'm sorry," like this, like imagine, "Oh, I'm sorry," like literally trying to bait me in with a fucking handshake to quickly fucking shank me. Fuck that, man. So we had the police come round and everything, and eventually he got jailed for 1.5 years, and he's released now. So it's fucking crazy shit, right? They can happen, bro. One wrong move from me, one step forward, if I went to shake his fucking hand, could have been fucking killed. Literally, he had a fucking blade on him. Let's look at the. Look at this. Institute of Race Relations. He got 1.9 years in he got 12 months for the blade and then 6 months for racism. Oh. Yeah, this guy. 18 months. One young man was so frightened by the abuse and aggression that he messaged his father. I wasn't that frightened, bro. No, I'm an alpha man. No, I wasn't scared. Yeah, how fucked up is that? We saw the other guy, you know. I never saw this guy because this was the one with the blade. But we saw, you know, the tall guy. Me and my dad. My dad dropped me off to the train station a few days later, and we saw the tall guy again, close to the train station. And I remember that, bro. That fucking made me so scared. I wish back then. I wish I had the confidence. I was going to work, right? I wish I had the confidence to just say to my dad, like, I don't feel safe. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go on the train station. Because if there's a 1 fucking % chance that you get stabbed on the way to fucking work, it's like it's worth just telling your parents, right? But I just didn't feel like I could say that, you know what I mean? But I wish I did, because imagine how fucked up this is that for years after this, if I ever took public transport, I was sweaty. Like I was so panicky on public transport, so much. It's fucking like it wasn't like, you know, I couldn't leave the house or anything like that. But especially on like trains, because there's no exit, right? Like if it, like till the next stop, you're in there. And imagine how fucking scary that is that someone has a fucking knife on the train. Like I'm pretty sure there was just a massive knife attack in on a train in UK as well. Like you're quite literally locked in this fucking cabin with someone who can maybe have a knife. It's fucking dreadful, man. So for years after this situation, I was like so panicky on trains. So yeah. And when I started to make money, I just started to get Ubers and stuff everywhere instead. UK is definitely a failed society, bro. Definitely. There's just been like a massive case there with like 6 people, 10 people have just been killed on a train, I'm pretty sure, with some guy who had a knife. Always carry a pocket knife, always. No, I'm not sure about that, bro. Europe is so hostile, bro. Everyone has that violent look, especially the 20s guys. There's a lot, bro. Honestly, like where I come from in UK, there was a lot of violence. Like I grew up like a few streets away from this here. We didn't have a very good time in UK. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I mean, we did it in general, but we definitely had like some risks. But I lived in the same small part of the city as this case here. Have a read of this. Anthony Delano Walker. He was about 18 years old. He was a black British student of Jamaican descent who was murdered with an ice axe. They stuck a fucking pickaxe in his skull in an unprovoked attack on the 29th of July 2005 in Heighton. This is the town that I was from. I literally lived like a few streets away from this guy. Walker was 18 years old in his second year. He was one of the first black families to live in this town. We were one of the first brown families to live in this town. And the children experienced racial name calling both at primary and secondary school. Yep, same. He spent that evening with his girlfriend, babysitting his nephew. At 11 p.m., they left the house and walked to the bus stop. There they encountered Michael Barton, age 17, who threatened to stab Walker and Binns. As Walker, Thompson, and Binns, so the victim, his cousin, and his girlfriend, walked to another bus stop near this park, Barton, the killer, and his friend followed them in a car, drove to the park, ambushed them when they reached it. The victim, his cousin, and his girlfriend managed to run away, but this guy got struck in the head with an ice axe, which lodged in his skull, causing brain death. They stuck a fucking pickaxe in his skull. This was in 2005, and then a few weeks after this, we got this gang starting to attack our house, throwing eggs and bricks at the window, and screaming, "Packy," and "we'll kill you," and all this. So definitely a tough time for us, man. We've battled like quite a lot of like racism as a family in UK. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, bro. That's the thing, bro. You can be in public and you can be walking next to someone who's a murderer, rapist, would-be murderer, and you won't even know. Your girlfriend can walk past them. Keep safe out there, right? This is why I imagine if every person does the things that we do, becomes disciplined, fitness, healing trauma, meditating. I don't say this lightly when I say the work that we're doing on ourselves is the work that will save the world. Right? It sounds almost silly to say that, but like imagine if these guys, the killers, like had been taught to meditate since they were children. Because there's tons of reasons why someone becomes like a murderer or a gang member. There's even biological reasons. They have a reduction in their prefrontal cortex. They have a low level of gray matter in their brain, whatever. They've got more lead in their blood. Of course, there can be weird shit like that, and they can also come from like poor families, so they naturally have to commit crime to make money, whatever. Sure. But imagine if like every school in the world just taught meditation to everyone when they were like 5 years old. Imagine if that was just normal. Imagine if every school taught you how to process emotions and heal trauma. Imagine if this work that we do here was 100 times more popular. Not 1 or 2 million followers, but 200 million followers. Like Mr. Beast has hundreds of millions of subscribers. Imagine if people who gave you this kind of advice had 100 million subscribers. Can you think of how much of a difference that would make? I don't say it lightly when I genuinely think this is the type of work that would change the entire world. Like it's so needed and it's so effective. You give a young man, you give him purpose, you give him a mission, you give him something to work hard on, you give him community, you improve his mental health, you improve his physical health, you give him like some physical endeavor to take out all of his pent up energy. You teach him to be disciplined, you teach him to be not lustful. He turns into a fucking like stand up gentleman. That's the kind of man who you wouldn't be like scared that your girlfriend or your mother is walking past. And that's why we need to spread this message. It's so important, the work that we're doing. That's why I have literally never stopped. I was retired years ago. I've had enough money to last for a lifetime. But more people need to hear this message. And that's why we're here. That's my request for you guys. You were already taking the advice that I give and you are implementing it so well, and you should be so proud of yourself. It's time for you to become a leader of your own and to spread this message, just like I have done to you. You make a person disciplined and you get him away from criminal behavior. You get him away from indecent character. You get him away from hurting other people. You make them meditate, you make them physically active, improve their mental health, process their emotions, you make them journal, meditate, show gratitude, train hard, have a purpose that contributes to others. Like we're making the best people ever. You should be so proud of yourself being here. Many of us even come from the environments that the killers do. Right? How interesting is that? Because we can look at like a killer, we can look at a murderer, a racist murderer, and think, oh well, it's it's environments. But I mean, I come from that environment. I lived in that town. So did you. There's rapists from your town, there's murderers from your town, there's criminals from your town, and you live next to them. You probably have not that far away sort of financial status as they do. But it's just the choices that you make that develop your character. And you've chosen to be here to educate yourself and to live a better life and to become disciplined. And for that, you should be so proud of yourself. We are quite literally becoming like men of character. This is what society needs. Let's fucking go, boys. Let's fucking go. We'll leave it there. Thank you so much for listening to me yap. And yeah, I'll see everyone tomorrow. The last like few minutes of every stream is so deep and wholesome, man. And then fucking just some 2003 has to come in and ruin it. Honestly. Fucking AI guys. It was so wholesome before this guy. We'll let him have this one, bro. Thank you for listening to me, boys. See everyone tomorrow. Let's go. Mwah.